Morning. This is the second video in your Unlock Your Creativity in Lockdown tutorial, and today I'm going to be speaking to you about where to go next. Now, one of the questions that I'm asked time and time again as a teacher, and I know that other teachers have the same question, is I don't really know what else to write. And you don't really know where else to go next. And it might be that you've written a fantastic opening and you're really happy with the language choices, the figurative language, punctuation, and then suddenly you get kind of stuck and don't really know what else to write. So I'm going to talk to you today about some of the things that you can do to develop your writing and extend your writing a bit further. Now, yesterday Miss Peplow spoke to you from her garden and using your sort of garden as an inspiration. And today I thought, well, I'll use the view from a window in the house to use that as a bit of inspiration. It might be that you haven't got a garden perhaps, or you've exhausted all of the things in your garden yesterday. So I'm going to talk to you really about what you can use from the front of your house. Perhaps you can position yourself in a window that you haven't usually sort of sat in and look out and see how you can use what's going on outside to further develop your writing. So if we just take a quick kind of glance outside of where we might go with our piece of writing. So 3 things really when it comes to developing your writing further, extending it, is perspective or voice, focus, and time period. So first of all, think about your time period. What we don't want is you to write, year and years and years and years story about this character and that character and this character and that character, and it kind of goes in a bit of a stream of consciousness and doesn't have much organisation. You want to try and keep your writing quite sort of short and focused. So think about your time period. If you've written about your garden or your inspiration in the day, could you write about it at night? What's different at night? Does it change at night? Do things develop differently as the day goes on? You don't have to start in the morning and at night. You can use time really really cleverly. Think about before lockdown perhaps. How would the view from your house be different before lockdown? What's different about it now? What's changed? What are you seeing less of? What are you seeing more of? So think about time. Think about how you might use time to change direction of your writing. You could also use a one sentence paragraph. Is also really useful to kind of sort of punctuate and organise your writing in terms of time. So have a look outside one of your windows. See what you can see. So this is at the front of one of my windows, and think about how you can use some of this to help you extend your writing. So it might be that you see a car go past. We just saw a car go past them very, very quickly. You could change the focus of your writing to perhaps that car, perhaps focus on the person in a car. Where are they going? Where have they been? What is their lockdown journey like? It's really sort of, no cars at all now. Now I'm talking about used cars. What's their lockdown journey been like? Where are they going? What's the journey they've been on? Who's in that car? It might be that you want to add another voice to the person in that car. But think about the people in the cars. Where are they going? We're told that we're only supposed to go out for essential journeys, essential travel. So what is that journey for that person in the car? So really think about the focus of your writing. The other thing that you could do is you could focus on perhaps another house, okay, on your street. Perhaps another person on your street that you see regularly. I mean, there's nobody around. Oh, his car, hurrah! But there's nobody walking on this street. But perhaps you see somebody walking, perhaps an old person out for their daily exercise, an elderly person. What's their lockdown journey? What's going on with them? How can you use their voice and their focus to extend your writing? Perhaps add another paragraph to your writing from the voice of somebody else. Perhaps you see a woman walking down the street on her own. Perhaps you see a mother with 2 children, or a man walking his dog. If you sit outside your window for 10 minutes or so, you'll see lots and lots of things that you could use for inspiration. Okay, particularly where you're changing voice and you're changing focus. And really what you'll find is you can add 2, 3, 4 more paragraphs really to your writing just by taking stock of what's outside your house. So 3 things really to think about. First one, change time. How can you use time? Okay, it doesn't have to be chronological. Could you use flashbacks? Could you use flash forwards? Second one, perspective. Okay, and focus. Could it be somebody in a car? Could it be someone walking past? Could it be somebody who you see every day? What's their journey? What's their story? And the third one is perspective. We've done perspective. Okay, write it from the perspective of somebody else. somebody else in lockdown, what's their perspective, how is it different to yours? Perhaps it's somebody watching you, watch them. So good luck, keep writing, well done.